Well, now we have to find the derivative of sec inverse x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1. Okay, so the derivative of sec inverse x is actually 1 divided by x root of x square minus 1. Now the x is anything which is present under the bracket. Okay, so over here the thing which is present under the bracket is x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1, right? So this would be my x. Now I can express this term as 1 divided by, instead of x, I'm going to write x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1. So x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1. Okay, then the square root x square. Instead of x, I'm going to write this thing. So it would be x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1 whole square minus 1 multiplied by the derivative of the angle. So what is the angle over here? It is x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1. We have 1 divided by x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1. Now I'm going to separate this square to the terms present inside it. So we have x square plus 1 whole square divided by x square minus 1 whole square minus 1 multiplied by the derivative of the angle. Now this is my fx first function and this is my gx the second function. So the second function as it is derivative of the first function minus the first function as it is derivative of the second function divided by the square of the second function. So over here we have, and while solving this root I can actually take the LCM. So x square minus 1 whole square will be my LCM, and these terms are matching, so this would be as it is minus x square minus 1 whole square multiplied by 1. It would be x square minus 1 whole square. Okay, so we have just taken the LCM. Now x square minus 1, what would be the derivative of x square? It would be 2x minus x square plus 1. The derivative of x square is again 2x, and the derivative of 1 is 0 because it is a constant. So we have 2x divided by x square minus 1 whole square. Now 1 divided by, now I can actually open these terms. Okay, so first of all let me just write the denominator. Now x, this is actually the whole square formula, right? So this is actually the whole square formula. X square is my a and 1 is my b. So I can write it as x square whole square plus 2 x square 1 plus 1. So we have x4 plus 2x square plus 1. Alright, so I can write x4 plus 2x square plus 1, and this is again the whole square formula. So I can open it as x4 minus, it would be negative, okay, because we are opening the negative whole square formula. So negative 2x square plus 1, okay, and this is the square root multiplied by, let's just multiply this 2x inside the term. So we have 2x multiplied x square is x cube minus 2x multiplied 1 is 2x minus 2x cube, again x square multiplied x is x cube, negative multiplied positive gives us negative, then 2x multiplied 1 is again 2x divided by x square minus 1 whole square. So 1 divided by, so let's just write this denominator first of all, x4 plus 2x square plus 1 minus, let's just multiply this negative sign. So we have negative x4 negative negative positive 2x square, then negative positive negative 1, okay, so multiplied by, now these terms will be cancelled and negative 2x negative 2x gives us negative 4x divided by x square minus 1 whole square. So we can see, now we can see that this x square minus 1 whole square is present under the denominator, right? So we can cancel this square root by this square. So we are left with 1 divided by x square plus 1 x square minus 1 square root divided by x square minus 1. Okay, so the square root actually just cancelled out from the denominator. Now we are left with okay, over here we can cancel the x4s and we can cancel the 1s. So we are left with 2 plus 2 gives us 4x squared. Okay, so it's very clear that these terms will also be cancelled by the square root, because we know that the square of 2 is actually 4, so it will come out as 2x. Okay, and over here we have negative 4x divided by x square minus 1 whole square. Okay, so 1 divided by x square plus 1 x square minus 1. Over here we have x square minus 1. Now the square root of 4 is 2 and the square root of x square is x, multiplied by negative 4x divided by x square minus 1 whole square. Now these terms are being multiplied, 1 divided by x square plus 1 divided by x square minus 1, okay, multiplied by 2x. We can actually write it in a single form. So we have 2x and then x square minus 1. Okay, So now a couple of things going on over here. We have a denominator, right? And then again a denominator. When we have such a situation, we can write it as a x over n. So this is the n. This term is my n. So we can write it as n multiply a divided by x. The denominator of the denominator becomes the numerator. Okay. So we can write this term in the numerator, x squared minus 1, x squared minus 1 divided by this term right over here, x squared plus 1, 2x multiplied by negative 4x divided by x squared minus 1 whole square. And you can see this x squared minus 1 whole square is cancelled by this thing right over here, and this 4 is cancelled by this 2 right over here. So we are left with negative 2x divided by x squared plus 1. And I hope that this question makes sense.